Ever wonder how online business owners are actually making money? Want to know which offers are really working to generate revenue? Well, in this week's podcast episode, I'm going behind the scenes to share with you the 5 ways in which I make money as a business strategist and course creator. I'm peeling back the curtain on how my offers work together to create the income I make every month in my business, how you can copy this same framework, and which streams to start with. All right, let's get started. You're listening to the Passive Project Podcast, where we talk about how to build your online business to make more income, more impact, and give you more freedom in your life. I'm Gemma Bonham-Carter, business strategist, mom of 2, lover of passive income, automation, and coffee. Welcome to the podcast. Hey guys. Okay, today I'm really excited to dive into this episode. It's a solo episode, no guest today. I wanted to talk about money. I love talking money. Who doesn't love money, right? We know the power of money, how it can change our lives, but also all of the good it can do in the world. And that's one of my big drivers in growing my business. Like, sure, I want, a certain security level and comfort and lifestyle and all of those things, but I also want to be able to give back to causes that I really care about. And I want to be able to do really amazing things with my money. And so it's important as a business owner that we make it, right? And so I'm always curious. I'm a nosy Parker, and I always want to really get behind the scenes of how do entrepreneurs and business owners, specifically online business owners, make their money? Because usually there are a ton of different income streams that maybe don't appear as obvious when we see somebody's business or we follow them on Instagram or we're on their newsletter. There might be ways in which they're making money that we don't even really realize they're using. Actually, I remember quite a while ago, I listened to a podcast episode from James Wedmore, and he talked about his revenue streams, and there were streams in there that I was like, you do what? I was so taken aback by some of the stuff that he was involved in because it just wasn't apparent as kind of an average podcast listener of his. So I thought I would do that today, take a little moment to sort of pull back the screens and talk about how I make money in my business. And what I really find interesting when I look back at my journey is that I have made money in all kinds of different ways with my business. So for those of you who are new around here or maybe who don't know my background story, I got started in 2010 with a blog, and I called that blog The Sweetest Digs on a whim, all about home decor and DIY projects and renovating our brand new fixer-upper home that we had just purchased. And I started that blog with no intention of turning it into a business. This was literally just an online diary that I was sharing with family and friends. And of course, lo and behold, a few years in, I realized I could turn this into a thing and actually make money doing it, and kind of went and took that blog and really turned it into a legit business, which then later springboarded me over to my business strategy and coaching business here at GemmaBonhamCarter.com. So I have really made money in all the ways. And when I started with my blog, I used to really monetize with ads. So if ever you've landed on a blog, whether you're looking up a recipe for dinner that night, or you follow a pin on Pinterest to a room you want to copy the style from, or any kind of website or blog you've landed on, and you notice that there are ads, right? There are ads in the article on the sidebar. They can be annoying, but that is how bloggers, especially traditionally, made money. And so you essentially sell ad space on your website. And the whole idea is you just want to get more and more traffic to your website, because the more traffic you get, the more money you make with ads. And so that was my first foray into making money online with my blog, was I put ads up on my site. And eventually I got into an agency where it makes it really easy, and they take a cut, but they organize everything. And then I also monetized with affiliate marketing. So this is where you put links into your blog posts or into your content to recommend products or services to your audience. And if they purchase those products or services, you make a commission. So I started doing that with my blog. And the biggest one I would say that I worked with was the Amazon affiliate program. And that really coincided well with what I was talking about on my blog, which was a lot of DIY projects. And then I started to work with brands. So this is where I did sponsored posts and sponsored content, working with brands like the Home Depot, Ryobi. I've worked with probably 50 brands at this point, back with my blog. And I did tons of sponsored content. And that was fun and usually came with a bigger paycheck, but it was also a little bit more exhausting because you were always having to land new deals and produce that one-off content, and you got that one paycheck, right? It wasn't something that kept paying you over and over and over again, like affiliate income or ads. And then I launched an online shop with that blog. And so I used print-on-demand dropshipping to be able to launch my own online store selling physical products. I sold t-shirts and mugs and art prints and all kinds of stuff. I had a store on Etsy, also on my website, and that really helped me monetize my blog in a whole new way, in a way that really felt like mine, because I was for the first time ever producing my own products, and I loved that. And so that was kind of my monetization plan back as a blogger. Today, I actually do still run thesweetestdigs.com. I run it in a much more passive way than I used to. I had to stop my shop because eventually it got to a point when I started my Gemma Bonham-Carter business, I was doing it all, and eventually came to a point where this business was growing really big and fast, and I needed to make decisions around where my focus was going to be. And so I had to stop the store, and I had to stop working with brands because I couldn't really take that on anymore. But these days, I actually still monetize The Sweetest Digs with ads and affiliate links. Those are still running on my website. I still produce new content on that website. I honestly don't really run social media for it. It is just Google traffic and Pinterest traffic that kind of fuel that blog and keep this nice little paycheck coming in every single month from that blog. So I actually still run that very much as a side hustle. I work on it when I, set up in front of Netflix to binge a new show or something. I'll pull out my laptop and work on some content for that blog. But I've gone stretches where I haven't published new content for 3-4 months at a time. And then I'll, be good again and publish some stuff with some kind of regularity. But it's definitely side hustle mode over there at this point. And so then I moved into GemmaBonhamCarter.com. And this business I really built it from the ground up without really a sense of where I was going or what I was doing. It has all happened kind of really organically. And I will tell you that I didn't have any sort of vision of where I was really going with this when I started. And so but I started this business with digital products. And so that's one common theme that has run through my entire time running GemmaBonhamCarter.com has been that I have always monetized it with digital offers. And so I never did ads for this site. It was never kind of a traffic play. I have done affiliate marketing, and I'll talk about that more in a second, but I never worked with brands. I've never done physical products for this business, nothing like that. I knew that I was all in on digital products and online courses, and I wanted to teach. And this was such an amazing method for me to be able to do that. So after kind of really taking my time to figure out, really what my specialty was, you guys know, if you've listened to this podcast for any length of time, my first course, which was all about how to monetize your blog, that was a big old flop. And then I had a lot of success with my second course, which was around how to launch an online store using print-on-demand dropshipping, which is exactly what I'd done with my blog. And I turned that into a raging success, and then later shifted and pivoted my focus to helping other entrepreneurs launch digital products as well, like online courses and how to scale them and grow that kind of business. And that's really what my specialty is today. And it's what I love talking about and teaching and helping other entrepreneurs do. And so when you take a snapshot of my business today, I have 5 main streams of revenue. So the first stream they're my low ticket offers. So these tend to be usually when people find me for the first time, it tends to be through one of my low ticket offers. And I do rely on ads for these. So I use Facebook and Instagram ads to really drive traffic to these low ticket offers. And when I say low ticket offers, these are things in the 27, 37, maybe up to like $97 range. And so these are great offers for using ads for they're great for building your email list and for gaining that visibility. And it helps to introduce new people to me and my area of expertise. And right now I have 52 prompts as my main low ticket offer, but I probably will launch another low ticket offer later this year. And who knows, maybe I'll even have more than that down the line. I really love them. And I think that as long as you can make sure that you create something that doesn't undermine your higher ticket offers, then they can be really amazing things that you can introduce into your business to really help you gain that visibility and to add a new revenue stream and to have people introduced to you and your stuff in a low ticket way where they're not having to shell out $1,000 to start working with you. They can kind of come through the door in a more just in a lower priced option. And what I always tell people to do is with those low ticket offers, you blow people away, right? You over deliver, you create an incredible experience for them so that they are sold on you and what you teach, and they're forever in your sphere, and then are going to kind of move up the chain and keep buying from you because they were so blown away with that low ticket offer. And I hear people saying all the time, people kind of poo-poo the low ticket offer, right? And they're don't, you're going to make yourself seem like a cheap brand and really devalue everything else that you do. And that just hasn't been my experience. So many of the people who have purchased my $27 offer of 52 prompts end up purchasing so many other products from me, and the lifetime value of those customers is really high. And I've kind of gained a customer for life when I get them through the door with that initial purchase. So that's my first stream of income, my low ticket offers. And I will tell you that stream, although I get a lot of sales because it's a volume play, right? When you're doing something like a low ticket offer and you generally are relying a lot on ads to make the sales of those low ticket offers, you're paying for ads, right? So that's eating into your profit margin in a pretty major way. And so my profit margin from my current low ticket offer probably averages around 50%. There will be times when it'll be lower, I'll have a kind of a crappy week and it'll be only 25 or 30%. But then I'll have other weeks where my profit margin is great and it's more around 70%. So it really does fluctuate, when you factor in, there's the cost of the ads, and I also pay somebody to run my ads for me. So I also incorporate the cost of my ads manager, their fee into that. So my profit margin, isn't as amazing with that low ticket offer, but the idea is volume, and the idea is building your email list and your customer base with those low ticket offers. It essentially, a lot of people use those low ticket offers they don't even plan to make money on them. They simply use them as a way to build their email list for free and then go on and sell them on other higher ticket offers and build up the lifetime value of the customer. So that's the low ticket offer. Then my second stream is with my more premium offer, my premium online course. So with a premium online course, this is going to be your higher ticket offer. This is going to be more like your flagship program. If you were going to be known for one thing, you would want it to be this thing, right? And it's kind of the main problem that you solve for people. That's what's in your premium offer. And for me, this is Course Creator School. This is my signature program where I help people create, develop, pre-sell, launch, and scale their online courses. And with your premium online offer, this is going to also have the bigger cash injections because this is going to be a higher ticket offer, whether it's $4.97, $9.97, $14.97, $19.97, whatever it is, this is going to be that bigger offer, your flagship offer. So that's stream number 2. So we've had low ticket offers and the premium online course. Those are 2 streams so far in my business. Then my third stream of income is my membership. And so this has a totally different model because it's a recurring revenue model. So instead of that premium online course where you're going to have those kind of bigger cash injections when you're doing a launch, or if you have an Evergreen system set up, you're going to be making sales on Evergreen. But you do have to get each and every sale, right? Like you have to get that sale and people just pay you once, as opposed to the membership model where it's recurring. And so the really nice thing here is that as you grow a membership, sure, you're going to lose members every single month, but what you're building is recurring revenue that you can count on in your business. And so for me, if I were to, let's say like Facebook booted me off and I wasn't allowed to run ads on Facebook and Instagram, and I wasn't allowed to do ads anywhere, so my low ticket offer kind of evaporates, right? Like overnight. That would be okay because I still know that I would make money every single month. And right now, based on where my membership is at, it would be roughly $10K a month. I would make that every single month with my membership. And I don't currently run ads for my membership at all. There's no ads. So like I'm not rapidly growing my membership, but it's steady growth, right? And really with the membership for me, this is my way for like existing clients and students to keep getting support, to keep getting new resources for me, to get what comes next after Course Creator School. So the idea is you build out your course in Course Creator School, and then you slide on into the passive project, my membership, which is where we talk about going evergreen and scaling and building out more of that digital product-based business as a whole. And you get ongoing coaching from me, you get ongoing resources and templates and tools and lessons and all kinds of stuff inside of the passive project. And so that's my third stream, is the membership model. And although, the thing is with a membership model, it works really well on the back end of an online course, or sometimes like on the front end too, as your signature program. But you need to remember with memberships that there needs to be a reason for people to stay. So you need to have thought through that retention plan when you're thinking of doing a membership, because you really don't want people to be able to join for, your low monthly fee of like $20, $40, $50, whatever it is, and then be able to get everything they need and peace out the next month and not have any reason to stay. Because if that's what people are going to do, you're better off to create an online course where people are actually going to pay you what it's truly worth up front, work through it, get that transformation A to B, and then go on to the next thing. So just remember that if you're thinking about the membership model. The membership model works particularly well for businesses like stock photography businesses, or ones that deliver things like teacher lesson plans, like stuff where people are relying on fresh content every single month. That works really, really well for a membership. So that's my third stream, is the membership. My fourth stream is my one-to-one work. So this is where I do one-to-one business coaching, and I work with clients to really help accelerate their growth in their own business. And so because my work schedule is definitely on the lower side of things. I generally get about 20, 25 hours a week to work, especially right now with my kids home 24/7. This, even more so than before, I really need to have limited work hours. I can only take on a very limited number of coaching clients at any given time. Generally, having 2 or 3 on my roster is all I really like having. But that's not to say that you couldn't have more if you were thinking of having this in your own line of business. You can also have it be a service, right? Like instead of coaching, it can be that you offer a service that's extremely related to your, let's say, your online course that you sell. And so instead of doing it in a sort of self-study online course type of way, you offer it as a done for you service for people, or you offer, or this is maybe your very high level, say it's a group coaching program or even a one-to-one program where you work with somebody for 6 weeks or something in this very like specific, like with a very specific strategy and outcome that you guys are going to achieve at the end of the 6 weeks. And it's essentially the same thing as you talk about in your online course, but again, you're doing it alongside in a one-on-one capacity with that person. So there's a higher level, obviously it's a higher ticket buy-in, and there's a higher touch point with this offer. And so for me, my one-to-one coaching looks like, I sign on a client. Generally speaking, we work together for about 6 months, and we meet bi-weekly. So it's generally twice a week or twice a month, where we'll have a call for about an hour and talk through what they've got going on in their business, answer any questions, go through any obstacles that they're facing, plan the next kind of 2-week chunk, like what are the action steps they need to take, where, because ultimately we're working toward a vision and a set of goals that we decided on at the beginning of the 6 months of working together. And at the end of the 6 months, like we have worked super closely together and they have achieved incredible things because I've been doing it alongside with them and offering them that one-to-one support and answering their questions along the way. So that's the fourth stream of income generation for me in my business, is that kind of like ascension offer, the one-to-one or the high ticket. And this could, for you, like I mentioned, this could be services. Like if I were thinking of launching a service in my business, it might look like done for you funnels, where I like create your evergreen funnel alongside you. Or it could be I, take all of your, if you're like a service provider and you want to create an online course, but you don't actually want to go through the hassle of creating the actual program, I could have a service where I create the course essentially for you. And then we come up with a marketing plan and you just execute on it. Like I've had all of those ideas run through my brain before. But the thing is, I have always sort of put a plug in those things because it's just not the right time for me to do that. Like I just don't have the hours in my week in order to work at that level with people. And I'm not interested in building out an agency. That's just not the model I'm building and going for. But it absolutely could be if that was what I chose to do. And if I were maybe starting from scratch again, I would do those kinds of things in the beginning, because you make more money right up front with like one-to-one services like that can help then fund your creation of your online course, like as you're building the email list, or fund the ads that you want to run for a low ticket offer, things like that, right? You also get amazing testimonials and case studies from one-to-one coaching and one-to-one services. And so it's a really good way of like building up a bank of testimonials right at the beginning, so that you can have these amazing stories that you can share of the kind of work that you do. And it really lends itself to like building your expert credibility right off the bat. So there's definitely something to be said of like starting with one-to-one services and then adding in and layering in the other offers over time. And then the fifth stream of monetization that I use in my business is affiliate marketing. And I love, love, love affiliate marketing. Why? Because it is generally all profit and no work and no ads, right? Like I don't run ads for my affiliate offers. You could if you wanted to get really fancy about it. But generally speaking, I just sell the affiliate offers to my existing audience, either through my content, my emails, the way in which I communicate with my audience. And I don't have to then, it's not like I have to deliver, right? I don't have to do any of the work. I'm not the one who created the program. I'm simply the one recommending it. And this might be for other online courses or online programs, but it could also be really simple stuff like the tools I use in my business, or the books I read and love, or basically anything I recommend. Here's where you need to be careful with affiliate marketing. Only recommend things that you truly use and love yourself, because you don't want to go out there and start referring everybody to everything, because it's suddenly going to become extremely disingenuous and people are just not going to be hanging around very long if you start doing that, right? And so I am really careful with my affiliate marketing, but when I really do believe strongly in a program or a service or an item that I've used and I want to recommend to my people because I know that they would love it too, yeah, I'm going to shout that from the rooftops. And sometimes it's woven into my regular content. Like it might be woven into a podcast episode I've done or a YouTube video or an email that I'm writing. But other times I'll treat it like a live campaign, right? Like I'll treat it like a live launch. So there'll be some pre-launch content and then there'll be kind of almost like an opening of the doors. And maybe I throw in some bonuses so that there's some sort of urgency. And maybe that goes along with the live launch of the program. Like, for example, I was an affiliate for Stu McLaren's Tribe program earlier in 2020. And that coincided obviously with him opening and closing the doors to hit that program because he only does it once a year. But even if there's another program out there that is sort of available all the time and open every day, I can still treat it like a live launch. I could still say, okay, I want to promote that thing and I'm going to do sort of an open close cart for it and do all the stuff that I would usually do for a launch. But the way in which I'm going to add urgency is if the people, if folks purchase before, Friday at midnight or whatever, then I'm going to throw in this incredible bonus. And that's how you can use urgency in an affiliate launch. So those are my 5 streams of income at GemmaBonham-Carter.com. So I've got my low ticket offer. I've got my premium online course. I have my membership program, I have one-to-one coaching, and I have affiliate marketing. Now, you may be sitting there if you're newer in your business and you're like, oh my God, Gemma, how am I going to really get all of that going? It sounds like a lot. Remember, I have been doing this for a while now and I layered, right? So you start with one thing, you do it really well, you build up a reputation, you get testimonials, you over deliver and knock people's socks off and get people results. That's the most important thing. If you're getting your students, clients, community results, they're going to start talking about it. You're going to start getting testimonials, and it suddenly becomes a lot easier to layer in these other offers as it makes sense to. What I don't want you to do is go out there right now and think, okay, I need a gajillion streams of income. Let me go and do all of them all at once, because inevitably you're not going to do any of them very well. So it's really up to you which stream you end up wanting to start with. Maybe you already have one and you're ready to layer in another stream. I would be super curious to hear more about how you monetize your business. So if you have enjoyed this episode, take a snapshot of you listening, first of all, and tag me on Instagram stories at Gemma.Bonham-Carter is my handle. But then DM me and tell me, okay, how are you monetizing your business? What streams are you using? What's coming next for you in your business? I would love to hear about it. Make sure to also leave a review on this podcast. It goes a really long way for us to help get the podcast seen and continue creating this free content for you. So if you can leave a rating and review, I would give you some serious, mad online love for that. That would go a really long way for us. And the last thing I want to mention is that we have a free masterclass. So if you want to create and sell an online course, if that's like the stream that you're interested in creating next in your business, then I really encourage you to go snag a seat at the masterclass, GemmaBonham-Carter.com/masterclass. We make it really easy for you to remember the link, and you can go snag your seat. It is a pre-recorded class. It's about 60 minutes long, and I'm dishing some of my very best tips on how to create an online course that is irresistible, that people are really going to want to purchase. It has like that I need this now kind of factor. We're going to talk about pre-selling, so how to actually get students into your course before you've created it, because this is exactly what you need to do in order to really validate your course concept. I'm going to be sharing my story, and I'm also going to be sharing 3 of the really big mistakes that I see most new course creators making that I want you to avoid. So head on to GemmaBonham-Carter.com/masterclass to snag your seat in that class. I will see you there. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week on the Passive Project Podcast.